It's a travesty.
I want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. We're actually working right now to identify the families so we can help assist them through this tough time. You know, my fans really mean the world to me, and I always just really want to leave them with a positive experience. And anytime I can make out, you know, anything that's going on, I stop the show and, you know, help them get the help they need, you know? I could just never imagine the severity of the situation. We've been working closely with everyone to just try to get to the bottom of this. The City of Houston, HPD, Fire Department, you know, everyone to, you know, help us figure this out. So if you have any information, you know, please just contact your local authorities. Everybody continue to just keep your prayers. I mean, I'm honestly just devastated, and I could never imagine anything like this just happening. I'm gonna do everything I can to keep you guys updated and just keep you guys informed on what's going on. I love you all.
Welcome to Concertgoers, and I know everybody heard about what transpired in Houston this past weekend. And yes, it's a travesty, no pun intended. But anyway, a lot of people are going around saying that it is Travis Scott's fault. And I want to be the one to say it's not quite that. It's not like tramples or anything like that. It's never ever happened before. They do happen. And when they happen, unfortunate incidents like this do happen. I said happen way too many times.
Anyway,
it is not that simple to just point the guy who has all the money and say it's his fault, because that's not true. It doesn't matter how much security you have. These things can transpire anytime, anywhere, and that is unfortunate if you have hooligans attending your events. I'm not going to say Travis Scott hasn't had some sketchy past, some history with the one that happened at Lollapalooza in Chicago. He was basically telling people to jump over the fence and, whatever. He got arrested for that. 3 people got hurt and whatever, but it's Travis Scott. Many people are trying to find someone to blame. Of course, it's the guy with the money and not the individuals with blood on their Nikes.
Of course not.
If you can find something or some kind of one to blame, you can blame consumerism, the society that breeds the feeling and the need and the want to be first, or that feeling that you feel left out. It happens all the time. For example, like on Black Friday, there are tons of people trampling on individuals fighting over a 20% off toaster. It happens. Now, I am not saying that he has no blame. He is not culpable at all for what transpired. His team could have did a better job of notifying him that this incident is actually more serious than usual. But to blame him 100% is ridiculous. Look, one man on that one stage cannot be accountable for all 50,000 individuals in that audience. People do faint at concerts. If you look and see what happened here, Travis Scott could have been blamed easily.
Straight from Mexico, Paula Quintana. Yeah, she's from there. Let's go, into disrespect. Straight from Mexico, Paula Quintana. Come here, bitch. Get that motherfucker up. You tried to take my shoe? You want to be a thief? Hold him up. Hold him up. Hold him up. Hold him up! Hold him up! Hold him up! Get him out of here! Get him out of here! Boo! 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 Hook his ass up!
He's basically egging on people to beat him up. You're way better than that, and you're bigger than that, to be that goddamn petty, especially over a shoe.
No.
This is not the case. This was happening at the gate when security was overpowered by a bunch of teenagers and preteens. There's nothing much you can pretty much do.
No.
I understand this is a really, really messed up incident, and I'm sure Travis feels very sorry. He's not like,
Hey, everyone died and
of course not. In some incidents, we are too intelligent to be intelligent, and this is one of them. I'm pretty sure that the idiots that were walking on people's faces knew it was wrong. And there should not be, at any point, a 10-year-old attending this concert, unless he was a 10-year-old identifying himself as a 20-year-old.
I don't know.
The content in Travis's music, no 10-year-old should even be listening to his music, but that's the adult side of me. Even if it was Travis Scott's kid, he would be a neglectful father of putting his kid at this type of concert. Travis paid for security. He paid for a package, and if they don't do their job, he is not 100% culpable for all of these things. And people saying that he cut corners and this and that, accountability. It's Travis Scott's show. Responsibility. People were screaming for help all through the crowd. No one wants to hear the excuse that he didn't know what was happening. If people are dying in your crowd, negligence is not an excuse. And I think that is insane. His job is to
entertain.
He is not fully aware of what's transpiring all over the place, and giving him way too much credit. You look at old footage of Michael Jackson and everything, and all these people passing out and crying and all this, and never once did he sit there and stop the show. If that was the case, the concert would be getting stopped all the time. And it doesn't happen like that, so you can't give him that much credit. He is not the performer and also the security. Integrity. This isn't the first music festival known to man, and this isn't the first gathering that has ended with death from some sort of crowd stampede. The difference is we learn how to deal with these things and we correct mistakes. It's clear Travis's team was not prepared for this at all. They cut corners. This can happen anywhere. Back to number one, it's Travis Scott's show. If he doesn't promote a show, if he doesn't put on the show, thousands of people don't descend upon Houston, and this doesn't happen. So in basic principle, he is responsible because he convinced people to come out to his event. So that means any situation that transpires that ends in some form of carnage, it was their fault because a couple idiots decide to break the law. What happened in Vegas, when the guy was up in the building and started blasting people.
Sounded like just a firework, something that you think normally happens in Vegas.
You're basically saying that it was Travis' fault for bringing all the people to Vegas and in that concert. That's insane. That's ridiculous. People have to make money and people want to be entertained. So it's Travis Scott. I mean, it's a concert. What do you expect? You don't promote, people don't come. So even if you do, sometimes you probably have to put accountability on the individuals who was breaking the law. That's unfortunate that it happened. I am not saying Travis Scott is 100% not at fault, because his team could have did better at notifying him about this situation. He didn't know, but I'm definitely saying that he sees people, and this probably happens all the time, so he's pointing at them and saying, hey, yeah, pick him up, whatever. I'm definitely not saying that it's 100% his fault. That is insane. If you individuals say that it was 100% his fault, especially if you're on the right, then you definitely have to say that it was your commander-in-chief with that insurrection. Yeah, you probably have to say that it was his fault, because I guess you could say he promoted everybody to storm the Capitol. It just doesn't make any sense. That's the security of the Capitol. This is just a concert. You can't blame something like that on him. And that guy was the president. Get real, seriously. Music does influence individuals, and we all have to understand that and take that responsibility for that. But it's also parents' responsibility to nurture and inform the child how to behave. And just because he's rallying people up, they still have to be culpable and responsible and accountable for their own actions. Those people who basically murdered those other innocent people, yeah, they should be accountable. But it's very difficult to find out who it was. It's a mess. Rest in peace for all the individuals who perished in that incident, and also the ones who got hurt. But it is not 100% Travis's fault. It's kind of ridiculous to say that it is. I don't really listen to his music. I'm just being 100. So I don't have a dog in this fight. I know of his music, but it's rap. I love it, but I'm not gonna act like I don't know what's in it. I mean, that's just stupid. I give him a 40 to say that, yeah, it was his fault. But most of it, I don't think it was. And yeah, that's just what I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. But if you think I'm tripping, go ahead, put your comments in the comment section. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and tell us what you think. Give him a thumbs up. Give him a thumbs down, because I know some of you people are really triggered by some things that I might be spewing out of my mouth. So if that is the case, go ahead and yeah, tell me what y'all think. Comment, and I promise I'll hit you back, and yeah, peace.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking, the hot pot. She is that, cooking the dope in the crock pot. We came from nothing to something, nothing, out.